Hey y'all, it's Talia Janae, and welcome back to the Licensed Yapper podcast. What's good, my friends, my Yappers? Have y'all been? I it's been a minute, okay? I didn't record last week only because I think I've only missed 3 weeks, 3 Mondays. I missed last Monday because y'all, I've been going through it. I've been really going through it and I've been trying to like get my thoughts together and I've just not been in the best of places. So like I'm gonna break all that down and basically tell y'all where I've been and why I missed last week, and then we'll jump into some topics. But me missing was for a reason, a good reason, okay? So, I think it was, so I was supposed to record or I was supposed to have an episode come out the 27th, I'm pretty sure, on Monday. One episode didn't come out, obviously. And the reason for that is because I have been kind of stressed recently. I am currently job hunting, and y'all know how stressful that is. And it's kind of stressful. I'm 24 years old, and I didn't expect to find, especially since, like, with my situation that happened, I didn't expect to not have, the job that I had before at this time. I wouldn't have ever thought I wouldn't have had it. So it's been a little stressful financially and like trying to get everything going and like, I have a little part-time gig that I'm doing that's bringing in that's helping me and, but it's not like substantial amount, and I guess I'm just feeling lost of like what my purpose is, of like how am I gonna, well, not what my purpose is, because I feel like I've figured out my purpose. It's mainly of just like where like I need a full-time job. And I don't know if I've ever shared this news with like my podcast before. I think I think I kind of hit it just because like I think people are haters in the world, and people, as much as we think people, have our backs and are optimistic about our lives, people will prey on your downfall. So I think I just kind of kept this to myself, but um I have pursued, I'll keep it a little light, so I'm not going to spill all of it because, again, it's like only my family and my best friends know about it. And those are the only people I want to know about it because those are the only people that I know are praying for me and are wishing the best on my life. Whereas I feel like lots of people, and I feel like I'm not saying everybody watching is gonna like hate on your downfall, but I'm always someone like, I also grew up where my mom was like, keep that to yourself. Don't be telling people all your business because like people do prey on your downfall. People are haters. Even in college, my college boss used to tell me, like, Talia, people don't ever want to see you be great. Like, as much as you think people have your back, people don't want to see you be great. And I think that's so true as the older I get. So I'm not going to spill the big beans of like what happened to me a month ago and like this new journey that I'm going down that's super exciting, but I am now I guess you would say, a signed actor, which is super cool. And I would love to go in so many details about that and like what that means and like all the details of all of it, but I'm gonna keep it quiet. If you see me pop out on a TV show or commercial or movie, you know it's going down. But I am a signed actor, and that's been a blessing. That was like an answered prayer that was answered. I've been saying that. I've been saying, I've been praying, to be a sign actor, to be an actor since I was 7 years old. Every single night I would say it in my prayers, and it was answered, and now I'm a sign actor, and it's an amazing feeling. But that also takes time. Like, I'm not rushing that. I'm not expecting me to get auditions off the bat or gigs off the bat. All that takes time and preparation, and I think I'm taking the necessary steps for that time and consideration. So I'm cool off that, and I'm fine. And I'm fine with that. I'm letting that do its thing, let it simmer, because I know God has a plan for me, and I'm letting it simmer, do its thing. But until then, until I start money, I still until I start making money from that, as an actor coming up, you need to have a full-time job. That's just like necessary. Like, everybody who's in the industry will tell you that you need to still have a current full-time job until you get that big thing that changes your life completely. You need to still be working. So of course I'm working, and a situation happened where I lost my job. So it's been kind of stressful of like finding a job, in this job market, and this economy sucks right now. It's so bad. It's like It's so bad. Like it sucks, y'all. And it's been hard, but I'm trying and I'm every week I feel like I'm putting out like 15 applications a week and it's just so stressful. But I'm trying and calling and it's a lot. It's a lot, it's a lot. So that's been really stressful on me and I just wasn't really inspired or interested to do a podcast. And also I wanted to get away. I wanted to get away so bad. Like I remember and because I was so stressed out, I was just like, I need to get out of here. And I know if there's two people in my life that I know that will pick up and leave with me and go on a trip, it's my girls, John and Bree. So I literally texted in the group chat on a Friday and I was like, hey, does anybody like Disney or Universal? Because I have an itch to like get on a roller coaster right now and I really need to be on one. So if y'all want to take a day trip, I'm so down. Immediately, John, yes, 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 let's go. John's sending park tickets immediately. She's sending hotels. Boom. It's like set. Like, and that's just how they are. Like, we say we're going somewhere, it's a 95% chance we're going. That 5% is if like something happens, then we don't go. But there's 95% chance whatever plans we're making, it'll happen. So immediately when the group chat was like, yes, 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 I was like, okay, bet. So that Friday I put the idea out. That Sunday, that Friday I put the idea. That Sunday we all went swimming at John's. We booked the trip, booked the tickets, booked the hotel, and it became an entire weekend. And again, I'm gonna have the girls come on the podcast and talk about it because I also just want them to come on because we have gotten close so fast and we have so many inside jokes and so many stories to tell. So the girls are coming on the podcast very, very soon. It was supposed to happen this past week. I think it's gonna come next week. We'll just have to figure out a situation for like where to film and everything, but keep that in mind. The girls will be coming on the podcast very, very soon. But literally, so Friday I put out the idea that Sunday we booked the tickets, we booked the hotel, we booked everything and we went to Disney that Saturday. So it was the best weekend. Like so we spent the whole weekend basically not at home. Friday we were in New Orleans over the weekend. Like we stayed the night because one of John's friends had a fight, like a MMA fight type vibe. We saw that fight. We stayed in New Orleans. We flew out of New Orleans Saturday morning. Went to Disney that entire day, spent a whole day, did three parks, park top that entire day. And then stayed in Disney that whole day. And then in the morning, we flew out. We had a 7 hour layover in Myrtle Beach. That's a story to tell. Flew to Myrtle Beach and then flew back home all in 3 days. And it was the best weekend ever. And it was just a quick little trip, but it was so much fun and we made it a blast. And like, I'll have the most fun when I'm with them. So literally, I just needed to get away. Like, I needed to escape my problems. And I wasn't even planning on spending money like that. I just needed to I just really needed to get out of my head and I really needed to escape. Like applying to so many jobs and not getting a response and it was really stressing me out and I was really annoyed and it was driving me crazy and I just needed to get out and just like escape reality for a second and the best place to escape reality is Disney World. You can't tell me it's not. So I had a blast. We have so many memories and so many inside jokes came from that trip. And that's like the best trips when you're going on trips with your girls and like memories like that make it better. Memories like that is like what makes a friendship stronger and just what makes you just feel like the weight's lifted off your shoulders a little bit and I really needed that to escape it because I was really getting in my head about like not getting a job fast enough and like my friends had to tell me like yo Talia it's not you like the job market sucks and in my field it's so competitive especially for like what I got a degree in and what I'm trying to go into so it's so stressful and it's like I can't deal the perfect picture is like you know that's with me auditioning for all these things. Hopefully, I can get a gig that, or I can get a job that'll change my life. And, I put all my faith in God, and He's been on this journey with me since I was 8 years old. He's been listening to my prayer since I was 8 years old. And He knew when the time was going to happen, and He knows when the time's going to happen now. So, of course, perfect, and like my dream in my mind, but I've already seen that my dreams have become a reality. I dreamt and prayed to be an actor when I was 8. It didn't happen. It didn't. It didn't happen until I was, what, 24 years old, where I'm now a signed actor. Now I'm auditioning for stuff. It took that long, but I think God knew I wasn't ready, and I was ready now. So I'm trusting his plan. I'm trusting his path. I know he knows what's best for me. So I'm on the ride with him. And, I think there will be that thing that, lifts me off. Hopefully. Not hopefully. We're praying. And when that comes, but until that comes, I gotta pay the bills, babe. So we're working towards that. And putting applications in was just driving me crazy. So I needed to escape. And that was the best escape, best weekend. I had so much fun with them. And we just built up so many memories. And it was one of the best trips I've ever had. It was fantastic. And I've been to Disney for days. Like, I've been to Disney for like 3 days straight or 4 days straight. I went for a day and it was amazing. It was so much fun. So literally, like, it was something that was so needed. It was so needed. But that's what I did. And then that Monday I didn't have time to film because I usually film on a Saturday, so I couldn't film. Okay, guys, I couldn't film. I needed a distressor. And then literally, when times like that happen, when like you try to de-stress and you distress and you come back and then you're sitting in that stressful situation again, it's hard. And I'm someone where it's hard for me sometimes to shake back. I have to tell myself I gotta shake back, but sometimes, it's hard. But I have been distracting myself. Like, my friend Bree has been hanging out with me every single day. I see her every single day, and it's helping me get through it. And it's I'm still stressed about it, and I still get in my moods where I'm a little like down on myself, but you know, you gotta just give it to God at some time and just let it happen. Just continue to work towards your goal, but give it to God, and He knows where I'm gonna end up, what my future looks like. So I'm just trusting Him. You know, it's hard, it's crazy, but my friends have been distracting me, and that's like the best things. Like, literally the other day on a Tuesday, we were just like, hey, let's just on a Tuesday, literally, we were like, let's go get a seafood boil. We got seafood boil. Right after, we went to Chili's and got a lava cake. Then right after that, we went to BJ's and got a Pizookie. Just cause. And that's what you need when you're in those times of like, I don't want to say, and that's what you need when you're in those times where you're just like slumped. You don't really know what's going to happen next. Those are the times that you need to just like do stupid things for no reason. We went to 3 different restaurants and had 2 desserts for no reason. And it was the best. And sometimes you just need that to de-stress. And like all of that kind of just goes into one of the topics I wanted to talk today, because on TikTok there's this thing of like being of like on recently on TikTok, it's been popping on my For You page of like friendships or friends acting like you're their boyfriend. I was like, what are we talking about here? It's interesting, and I'll get to that in a second. But it made me think, like, me and my friends, like we were talking about, like, do we have an unhealthy emotional attachment to each other? Like, we just see each other all the time. We talk every single day. There's not a day that goes by that the group chat's not pinging. And I think, and I don't think it's unhealthy. We always tell each other, we always tell each other, like, is this unhealthy attachment? And then we're like, nah, I think it's great. And I think it's just like you have times in your lives where you'll connect with certain people. I always say, like, you'll either meet people that are for a season of your life, or you'll meet people that are there forever. And even though you have those friends that will be there forever, there was a season where y'all were the closest, and or y'all just hung out all the time, but y'all are still friends throughout the other times. But there was probably a year where y'all were just like inseparable, and then life happens, but y'all are still friends. But there's always that one time in life where you're just like inseparable. We all have that. And um this season, I guess I'm in the season of being like super, you know, close with my two girls, with 2 of my best friends right now. And I don't think it's like I don't, it's funny because we say it's like a unhealthy attachment, but I think it's just because you just have times in your life where you're just close to certain people. And, I hope that we're this close and this close of friends and this tight forever, but life happens. But at this moment in time, this is the closest we'll ever be, probably, because time moves on. Our careers are probably going to take us in different ways. we might, our relationships are going to take us in different ways. We might start a family, we might whatever. So at this point in time, it's the closest we've ever been. And I want to enjoy it. And I want to, because these are memories. These are memories at the end of the day. And then when we're in our 30s and we're not that close and we don't see each other all the time and we're not as tight as we used to be, these are the memories we can hold on to. These are the memories we're going to talk about when we're 30, when we're 40. So it's like, let's build those now. And that's what I feel like my 20s has really been about my friends. And I really, really love that. My early 20s, I was in a relationship, and I'm so happy I'm not in that. And I'm honestly happy that I don't really have one right now. Like, this is the time for my girls and for me to have fun and for me to just like experience things with them. And like, is it an unhealthy attachment? I don't think so. I don't think we don't like, I think we all have, I think it's healthy because like we're super close obviously, but it's not like we rely on each other, or it's not like, I feel like unhealthy attachment can lead to certain things. I think it's just like we're super close at this moment and it's fun and we're traveling together and we're having new experiences and we're laughing together and we just want to experience more of that, and that's just what we're doing. I don't think it's unhealthy. Like, I think it's so refreshing to have a friendship where it's a silly goofy mood 24/7. That is so refreshing to escape from real life and to just laugh all the time with each other. That is so much fun. That is a blast. That is 100% the friendship that I like to be in. That is what I'm in right now, and I absolutely love it. It's been a de-stressor. It's helped me really not think so heavy on issues. I also feel like we've been through a lot together in the short amount of time that we've known each other, keep in mind. And it's fun, it's fresh. And I think like you can have an unemotional attachment if you guys start like crying because you're not together, or like freaking out because you're not together, or having like anxiety because you're not together. That's crazy. You're pushing it. That's a little dramatic. That's a bit too dramatic for me. Like, please be so for real. You're okay, babe. That is when I think you can have done unhealthy. We're all surviving without each other. Perfectly fine. I think we just like when we think about like, yo, oh, I wanna travel somewhere. I know two people who are gonna get up and travel with me. That's just the friendship we have, and it's fun. Like, I've never, and like the whole thing of like that's going on TikTok right now, that's like friends treating me like I'm their boyfriend or we're in a relationship. I'm like, yo, I've never experienced that before in my life. To me, that whole topic feels weird because I feel like when I'm in a friendship, like you have to ask yourself if you're finding yourselves in friendships where they're acting like y'all like you are their boyfriend or y'all are in a relationship, you need to realize like I want a friend that will be there for me, not is all about me. Does that make sense? Like nobody like nobody we all like to say as women like, that man needs to be obsessed with me, but in reality, if we really sit back and break down that, nobody wants to be around anybody who's that obsessed with them because it's just a lot. And for in my perspective, and I think if you have a friend that is like obsessed with you, that's a lot. I think it's a difference between like close friends and like obsession, because I feel like that obsession can grow into jealousy, it can grow into hatred, it can grow into like them wanting you to hang out with them and not other friends, and that to me is a little immature. That's a little high school for me. I've never experienced that in my life. So like I'm seeing all these TikToks about this and I literally can't relate. And usually TikTok, I relate to everything that comes on. I am a repost queen. I'm reposting all the time. But for that I can't. And I just feel like if you're finding yourselves in friendships where they're acting like you're their boyfriend, of like if like I don't even know, then that I would ask yourself, what am I putting out that is making them think that? And to stop that real quick, because I do think like over obsessed or over attached friends, that can lead to an obsession, and that can lead to jealousy. I think especially with girls, like jealousy runs deep, and you have to realize, does this person just like to hang out with me, or do they want to be me, or they do they envy me? I think that's a really good question. People will be friends with people they envy because they have things that person that you have things that they want. That's why I always say not everybody wants you to be great, babe. You really have to keep your eye out on that and like make sure who you're befriending is on your side 24/7, or who you're befriending has your back, but it's not like all up on you, because like it can become a situation where it's like, okay, now that has become into jealousy, and that is something I do not rock with. But I've never experienced a friendship like that before in my life. So I'm like, what stipulations are y'all putting in y'all's friendships? I've had friendships where we're close, but I've never had friendships where it's like, you owe me, or like, you are my man, or like, what do we mean? Like that's so weird. I also saw one influencer, she was like, I hate friendships where they expect like the princess treatment in a friendship. And she starts going down a list of like always booking the reservations, or always booking the trips, or always booking the, to me, that's, I don't know, that could be annoying to some. I think a lot of times there's just a lot of women that are just male centered. And I think because they're not experiencing a relationship, a romantic relationship at that moment, they're using you as a placeholder for that. And those tendencies might flow over into that friendship. That could be an option. Or B, I think it could just be like, I don't know. I don't see it as deep as that because I've just never experienced that. I know for me and my friendships, like, I know like one of the creators I was watching, she was talking about how like I'm booking all the trips and I'm booking all the reservations, and she's just sitting back doing nothing, and sitting back and being in La La Land and acting like I'm supposed to do all these. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never. I think in my friendships, it's like kind of like like for example, we were just in Disney, and I was literally on my phone booking the lightning lanes, booking the telling us, okay, we got this place, that's what we got, that we got. I was literally booking all the lightning lanes. I had the itinerary all intact. I was like, we go here, then we go here. I didn't feel like my friends were using me at all, or like using me as like a quote unquote boyfriend. I think I like to take charge, and I think they know I like to like do stuff like that. We call that like the mom of the group in my friend in my friend group, in my little trio. And we like that. Like, I think, when it's we've been out too long and I think it's time to wrap it up. All right, guys, I think we need to wrap it up. I think it's time for bed. Like, I think that's just what I do, and like that's just my role. Like, so it just made sense for me to be the one to carry the lightning lanes, because it just makes sense. Like, I don't feel like they're using me, or I don't feel like they're treating me like they're men, or I don't feel like they're using the princess treatment on me. I just feel like that's just like the quote unquote role of the group. Like, even we were on the plane, and they were like, where do we sit? And I was like, okay, we sit here. And I remember one of the ladies was like, there's always a mom in the friend group. And that's just me. I'm the mom of the friend group, and I enjoy being the mom of the friend group. Like, I think it's fun. And it's not like I'm bossing them around or anything, 'cause that's so extreme. I think it's just the simple fact of I'm just keeping everything organized, and it's just the flow of things. It's just not like, I think I don't know. Again, I don't want to say people are being dramatic, because I've just never experienced a friendship like that, but that's just how it is in mine. And like, when it's time to book a trip, and when it's time to look at flights and Airbnbs, yeah, one of our friends, Jean in particularly, she's the one that is booking the flights, because Girly Pop just travels all the time, and she just knows da, 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 and she just knows the best place to stay, the best place to go. That's usually, and that's not because we tell her to do it. It's because she actually enjoys looking up that kind of stuff. She loves traveling, so she does that. Like, I just think it's so weird and strange. And then we got Brie on the side looking up TikToks. Like, I think that's just how our friendship works. And we don't use each other, or we're not using each other for princess treatment. Like, that's so strange. And I think as women, especially, we always find ourselves in friendships that don't serve us, and we need to start being in friendships that serve, not even like serve, but like, we were finding ourselves in icky friendships. I don't know why, because women are catty, so it's just easier for us to find ourselves in friendships like that. I think we really need to step back and be like, whoa, what am I doing? What am I doing that's saying that's okay for this person to treat me this way? Why do they think they can treat me this way? Am I addressing it? Am I fixing it? And keep it pushing. Because like, I think that's very important. You know what I mean? And like, I've just never experienced that. And it's been flooding my For You page. And I'm like, who are y'all friends with? I've had bad friendships, but like, that's crazy. I've literally never experienced that before. To me, that's a little crazy. I can't really relate to that. So I don't really know what else to add to that, because I've just never experienced that in my life personally. Strange. If y'all have friends that are acting like you're their boyfriends, please exit that friendship immediately. Please. That's so strange and weird. I've never experienced that in my life. Like, that's so weird. And I hate that for y'all. Also, something else that I've been seeing on TikTok that I feel like I've talked about a lot on this podcast of like me valuing like my success in myself and my success in my career more than like building a family and starting a household and all that jazz. And I've always felt like I've always been so supportive of that, of just being like, yo, that's for you, that's for you, that's just not for me. But I also feel like there's a lot of judgment that comes with thinking like that. I feel like I like when you get around certain women and you talk about like my career is what's for me and that's what I'm focused on and I'm not worried about finding my husband or building a household, being married, having kids. That's just not my focus as a woman at my life. I feel like we get judged for that a lot. We get judged for that a lot. And it's crazy to me because it's like, what's so wrong with a woman wanting to think beyond being a mom and not thinking being a mom is my only purpose? Sorry, but I don't think that. I have so many things that I want to accomplish in my life. And at this moment, at 24 years old, I do not want to have a baby. I don't want to have a baby. I don't want to build a family. That is not something that's for me in this moment. And I think a lot of times as women, we judge each other because of that. And I think we get in the crosshairs of like, well, our purpose is supposed to, how are you to tell me what my purpose is supposed to be? It's crazy to me. And it's like, at this time, I have no inkling of want to be married or have children. Absolutely not. Children, crazy enough, just I don't feel anything when I see kids. I'm not like, oh, I want one. I mean, no, in the moment you're like, oh, this would be so cute to have one, but do I really want one? No. And I think we judge each other a lot, and I think women really need to give each other a break. Like, I think we need to give each other a break. There's so many things that we could be pushing each other to go a certain way on, like being obsessed with a man. Yeah, we need to tell each other, girly pop, go the other way. But on things like me wanting to pursue a career versus having children or having a family, I think we need to lay off a little bit. Like, it's so lame, and I think women press each other on those issues all the time. And I always see like Jubilee videos of like career women versus like moms, and I think it's just a lot. And women really need to like not. We're pushing each other on issues that aren't that important versus issues that are important versus issues that actually affect us, but instead we're pushing each other in things of like getting married. Why would you want me to get married right now if I don't want to? Why would you want me to have kids right now if I don't want to? I just feel like I also feel like what's for us is for us and what's not is not. I think a lot of things should be for all of us, and a lot of things is just like what you prefer. And I just hope we get to a time where women just stop putting expectations on women and stop like putting what we're supposed to be on each other, because it's exhausting, and it's exhausting to hear. And I'm so tired of hearing women debate about simple or small things like that on TikTok. And again, I've talked about this in nauseum, but I just keep seeing it on my For You page, and it's making me so upset. Like, why are we forcing each other on these things? Like, why don't all of us just do what we want and do what we love and keep it pushing? Like, why is it such a, you have to be this way, you have to be that way? And I think I thought of that because of Nara Smith. Like, Nara just did an interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and she was talking about of like, people think I'm this trad wife and I just stay at home and I cook dinner and my man tells me what to do and that's what I just do. And it's so the opposite. Okay, we're back. Okay, sorry guys. If you're watching if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, if the setup's a little different, if the angle's a little different, sorry. I just had an intermission there. My SD card was too full. Sorry, that's on me. Amateur move. I'm sorry. But I don't even remember what I was talking about. I legit don't even remember what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna start where I think I was going, but I really don't remember because it was so stressful just now. I had to delete so many files. Anyways, okay. This is something I wanted to bring up too because me and my friend said this and I was like, ooh, I need to bring it to the podcast because it was so good. So I was watching Love Island UK because Love Island USA is over and no reality TV that I'm interested in is really on right now. So we're going to take a pause from the reality recaps. But this moment, I was like, "Ugh, this is just such a smart thing to say." So I was watching Love Island UK and there's this really big character on the show. Her name's Julia, and Yulia says what she thinks speaks her opinion all the time, and people on the show don't really like it. Keep in mind, she ended up winning the show, so like people actually liked it, but people inside the house didn't really love it. People don't really like it, opinionated people, anyways. So, but she said something, but her friend was on After Sun and was like talking and like defending her and being like, in certain situations, there's two options you can do with a very confident, opinionated woman. A woman who knows who she is and is a woman that knows who she is and who's opinionated but also very confident. There's only two things you can do. And her friend said this so smart. She said, one, you can be intimidated by that woman and be intimidated by her confidence, be intimidated that she knows who she is, be intimidated by her opinions, and be intimidated by who she is as a woman. Or you can be inspired by that woman and you can see how confident she is and want to be confident like her, want to take some aspects of who she is and be like that. She's very opinionated, and you might not want to be that opinionated, but you can be like, you know what, I don't speak up for myself as much as she does. I'm going to take that and be inspired by her. You can either be intimidated or inspired by her. And when she said that, I got like a rush of energy, and I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, like these two things, yes, 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 she's speaking so many facts. I feel like a lot of times women especially, guys, we really do too much on each other. We need to pipe down just a little bit, but I feel like a lot of the times we judge each other so quickly, especially when there's a very confident confident woman around who's speaking her opinions, and she's not being rude, but she's just like saying it how it is. I think a lot of times women can want to do that, but because they don't want to seem like something to other people, they retract from that, and then they think that woman has a problem because she's doing it. No, babe. No, you can either be intimidated or inspired. And I feel like, not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I feel like I've come across so many people, maybe recently, no shade, just no shade, no shade, maybe just a little bit of shade, but no shade, that I feel like are intimidated by my friends that are confident, by me that are confident. I feel like I've witnessed it. I feel like I've been around that. And I think it's so true. I feel like a lot of times we judge each other so quickly. As women, we judge each other so fast. Oh, she's doing too much. And it's like, if she does speak her word, we'll be like, oh, she did a lot, but she's speaking facts, but she did a lot. But we don't, but why don't we just stand on, no, actually, she's speaking her mind and what she's saying is true and she deserves to be heard. Why is it like oof, that's a little bit much, but hey, she did say that. No, give her the full credit, give her the full kudos. Like, for some reason, we do that to each other, and she's 100% right. You could either be intimidated or inspired, and a lot of times we choose the intimidated route. Why? Why? The confident girl, that's the girl I want to be friends with. I don't know about y'all, but I am attracted to, for friendships, females that are confident, females that know who they are, females that like to stick out a little bit, females that are just different from normal people. Those are the people I want to be friends with. Those are the people I want to be friends with. Even in relationships, I'm very attracted to confident men who kind of own the room. Sometimes it's like, ugh, I hate when a man knows he looks good, but I also respect that, and I respect that he's confident. I respect that he walks into this place like he owns it. I'm very attracted to that in men. It kind of correlates to friendships. I want to be friends with people who not are like overly opinionated, but who speak their minds and know who they are, know their worth, and are not gonna let anybody treat them less than that. That is someone I want to be friends with, because being friends with an insecure person is exhausting. Sorry, I don't know how that sounds, but it's exhausting to be friends with someone who is insecure. And again, guys, I love to build my friends up. I want to build the people around me up so much. But there's a point where it gets like, girl, there's only so much I can say to you for you to get the confidence. I can't give you the confidence. You're gonna have to fix it and figure it out yourself, babe. Sometimes it's exhausting to be around somebody who's a downer all the time. You're never having a good day, babe. You're never having a good day. You never think you look good. And when you do look good, you pick at everything about yourself. It's like, babe, stop. You look so good, but you're sitting here tearing yourself apart. Or the girl that walks around saying, I'm so fat. Oh my gosh, I need to lose weight. And she's the size of my pinky. That's exhausting to be around, because it's like, I can't be around that. I can't be, that is so exhausting. I remember I had a friend who did that and her mom was like, girl, your friends don't care about your friends don't care about how much you weigh. Please. Like it's exhausting. Like that is so annoying because it's just like, are you being a pick me? Are you itching for compliments or are you really insecure? And if you are insecure, I feel like I'm helping pour into you, but I feel like you're not taking it and you just want to stay insecure. Like it gets to a point where it's exhausting. And I'm like, it's okay a breather to say that because I feel like a lot of times we don't want to come off insensitive. And I never want to come off insensitive. I never want to come off like I don't care. But it gets to a point, especially in our big age, yo, especially at our big old age, that we need to grow out of that. You know, when we're teenagers and we're all kind of going through a like a crisis, and we're all kind of insecure. Yeah, it makes sense that you know, it's fine. That's what comes with puberty. That's what comes with being a teenager. But when we get into our 20s, especially hitting our mid 20s, we need to figure it out. We got to get it together. I can't sit around that all the time, especially because, like, you know, if I have a friend that's expressing these things, it's my job as a friend to build my girl up, to tell her she's hot, she's body tea. You know, it's my responsibility to do that as a friend. I believe to build my girl up, as I will do always. But if she's always gonna stick to the side of being insecure, of judging herself, picking out every little thing about herself, there's only so much I can take. There's only so much I can take. I can't deal. I literally can't deal. The same, that also goes with male centered girls. I can't be friends with girls that are male centered because I've also been friends with that girl that's like, there's, sometimes it's just fun to roast men with your girls. That's fun. It's fun being a man hater a little bit with your girls and just like dogging on men with your girls. That's fun. Sorry, but it's sometimes just kind of fun to just talk about how men are trash and the horrible things they do. That's fun. And to be around that girl that's like, but not all men are like that. Yeah, but girls, but my man, shut up. Shut up, bro. Shut up, literally. Like, it's so annoying. I don't know if y'all know what I mean, but it's like, girl, yes, we know not all men are like that. We're just having a little we're having a little kiki at the moment, and you're bringing the mood down. Like, please be so for real. I can't stand girls like that. They will do anything to defend a man. I can't do. Those are the two. I can't be friends with a man. But I can't be friends with someone who will do anything in their life to defend a man. A man could do no wrong in their eyes. Or insecure women. It's just exhausting sometimes. And I hope it doesn't come off insensitive because I'm not trying to be insensitive. Please, I'm not trying to be insensitive. But there's only so much I can pour into you. And if you don't believe about yourselves, what am I doing? You're not taking my advice. You're not taking, you know, anything that I'm helping you. You just want to stay in that space. And that for me, I can't deal with. It drives me crazy. And I know it drives y'all crazy too. It has to. Because I feel like I've been like hearing more people nowadays say it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Because I can't take it. I literally can't take it. Because it's like, there's only so much you can do as a friend. I'm giving you the tools. I'm speaking life into you. And if you don't want to take it, that is not, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do as a friend? Keep doing it and just keep hearing you talk down on yourself. And I'm just supposed to be like, because now you're becoming a Debbie Downer. Now you're not fun. And it's not fun. Sometimes I just want to laugh, but instead it's a counseling session. As much as I'm there for you, babe, I'm not your, like, it's just a lot. And I think that's why I always say, like, yo, like, it's very important to know who you are and to be intimidated by those women. No, baby, you should be inspired by those women. That's what I did. When I was at my lowest, I saw people who I thought were confident and I wanted to be like them, but in my own Talia way. That's what you got to do. You got to take certain things from people, not in a like a jealousy way, but just in a way of like, yo, I hate that I don't love myself. I see that this girl actually does love herself. I want to be like that. How can I be like that? And I did it in my own way. And look, and now I'm here. You know what I mean? Like I just people who just like to stay in a bad mood, that like to stay in a womp womp, self pity, woe is me kind of attitude. I can't deal. It drives me absolutely insane. Can't deal, babe. I can't deal. And like that is something I can get behind. The whole like friends treating me like their boyfriends, I don't know what that means, guys. I'm sorry, I can't relate to that. I literally can't relate to it. It's all over my For You page and I can't relate to that. But insecure friends, I can relate to. Because it's a lot. It's a bit much. And I mean that with all love. Because like I feel like sometimes that can come off as you being not like insensitive, and it's not. It's just me, just like that gets exhausting to be around sometimes, especially when like you don't want to change. You know, when it's like that person's actively trying to work towards it. I got you, babe. I'm with you. But when you like to be in a woe is me place, I can't. I can't, because babe, we're all going through stuff, and the conversation always ends up back to you about how you're doing, and I just, I'm drained. I'm drained. It's like watching Melanie on Love Island. Everybody's telling, like, we're telling you, babe, he's not for you. He's not for you, and you keep choosing him. There's only so much I can do. I'm tired of talking. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just ranted, and I feel like I needed it. Honestly, it's been a rough month. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's literally all I have to talk about. That's all literally all I have to talk about. Again, guys, I found my topics from TikTok, from my life experiences. So that's just all this is. I'm just chatting with y'all, okay? A little bit of girl chat. But yeah, y'all, that's about it. I don't have a reality recap this week, but I do want to ask for like prayers in the chat for me that hopefully I find my place and like everything works out perfectly fine. But with everything's working great with you guys, and I love you guys so much, and y'all mean a lot to me. You guys mean so much to me. Like, come on now. Like, you guys mean so much to me. And I am going to be consistent. I'm going to be consistent. I'm not going to miss another week unless I'm on a trip. But I will not miss another week. I will keep going. I will keep going. Trust me. I love doing these. And it's like therapy, like I said, for me. And it's so great to chat with you guys always. And I hope you guys have an amazing week and to chat with me again on next Monday. Pieces and blessings. Bye, y'all.